So Ricky, we're here today at Bilston Town Football Club, who've kindly lent us their stadium for the day. How have you found being involved in this year's kit launch?
Well, first of all, I'm honoured to be involved in this kit launch, commemorating 70 years at Roots Hall. And so, it's just good to be here and doing whatever I can do just to make the kit launch go well.
And what do you think of the kit?
Well, it's making me look a bit muscular, isn't it? Either I'm muscly, or the tops are too much, too small, or I'm just fat. I don't know. I think it's a good mixture of both. But no, it's a lovely kit. And I think like how you explained, the 7 separate pieces commemorating the 70 years and stuff was great as well. So yeah, it's good to be back in the Southend kit.
Brilliant. And what does it mean to you that after all these years you've put the famous navy and yellow back on?
Well, first and foremost, I think being associated with Southend as I was playing was enormous for me. I think it's been well documented that, I didn't make the right choices in life when I was younger before playing football. And so to come out and play football was enormous for me. When I left Leighton Orient to play for Southend, I didn't realise at the time that I was joining a band of brothers, a club where we were on the rise. It seemed like at the time Stan Collymore just left, and I think there was lots of tears and, but I think in pre-season, I think the boys, we started to gel well, and I think the crowd kind of realised that we might be on the cusp of something here. Needless to say, we had a phenomenal 18 months here, beating all the big boys in the then First Division. No one wanted to come to Roots Hall, and we were walking into stadiums like Sunderland, Wolves, Millwall, battering them. And so years on now, I still have great memories of Southend. Always still watch their results. It's an experience that lives with you. And so to do this and to be even involved in the kit launch brings back lots of memories, and I couldn't say no to doing this.
And obviously we were talking off camera just before, and when you put the kit on, I said, does it bring back memories for you? And what stood out was you said you live the memories every day.
Yeah, for me, I don't think there's a day go by when you don't think of the games you played, the clubs that you played for. And sometimes, if you're feeling down, we've got videos, we've got YouTube where you can watch your goals. And I think it was only about 6 months ago, I was watching the Southend, I think it was the 93-94 season. And yeah, just laughing at the hairstyles, laughing at the clothes. But no, I think of football every day. Something always triggers some type of game, goal, memory. And so yeah, I've got lots of them for Southend United. And actually, I remember it was at Southend when I went on the aeroplane for the very first time. That was in the Anglo-Italian Cup when we first travelled to Florence to play Fiorentina. Yeah, that was amazing. I wasn't nervous, but it was a little bit funny taking off. But yeah, that was my first experience flying. So there was quite a lot of firsts for me and for some of the players at Southend. So yeah, I've got a catalogue of memories of Southend, not only playing football, but also at, what's that club that used to be called again? Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't remember the name of the club, but it will come back to me anyway.
And funnily enough, you mentioned the Anglo-Italian. I was chatting to a sport the other day, and I said that I was meeting you, and he said to mention when Barry Fry chased you with an inflatable hammer.
Yeah, and that was right after the Anglo-Italian Cup, because I think that was the second time we went. I think we was playing, if my memory serves me correctly, we was playing Brescia, and it kicked off in a tunnel. Needless to say, I think it started from me. But it really started from me. They were just kicking lumps out of us, and we was just trying to be professional. But it got ridiculous, and so the person that was marking me, I'm not proud of it. I done him off the ball. I was never a dirty player, but I was just frustrated, and when the ref was looking somewhere, I just banged him in his chest. Nothing hard, but I think that's what sparked it. And so we beat them. I think we beat them about 3-1. Brett Angel scored a couple of goals. And then in the tunnel, it just, it kicked off big time. And I think one of them was chasing me with a hammer. So I think what they done when we got back to Roots Hall is to kind of mimic that's savage mentality. We could have been hurt. They want to mimic me being chased by a hammer on our next home game. So yeah, that was a bit of a laugh, but I think that encapsulated Southend at the time, because Barry Fry, he wasn't your typical manager. He allowed us to express our personality. And I don't know why, but for some reason I think a lot of us was labelled as problem players, and I don't know why, because we didn't give no manager no problems. But it seemed like Barry Fry was the only one that took on these so-called problem players. But these problem players, we played for the shirt, man. And remember, when Barry Fry left, we were third in the old First Division. And I think if he stayed, I'm in no doubt convinced that we would have gone up either automatically or through the playoffs. So yeah, there's lots of fun times. And I think sometimes we have to remember football is fun. And we enjoyed it while it lasted.
Brilliant. And I mean, speaking personally, you grew up hearing stories of Ricky Otto, the great entertainer. Just how much fun did you have playing for Southend and entertaining the fans week in, week out?
Again, it was a dream come true. And again, I don't like to kind of harp on it, but you know, I was in and out of prison in my teenage years. And so to come out and even have a career is phenomenal. But to create memories and to be at clubs long enough to not only play your way into the team, but also to play your way into the hearts of the fans, because it's a relationship that it can either work for you or it don't. I think for us at Southend United, it worked. It worked. Tots was the club, right? I knew it would come back to me, right? But for me, I'll always remember Southend being a family club, the stands close to the pitch, and because you get to know the fans, you feel their heart. And so yeah, we had a good time. We trained hard. We trained like demons, but we partied hard as well, locally. And I think that's what really endeared many of us to Southend's history, is that I think when they look back on that team of 93, 94, it was a team that we worked hard, and I think that encapsulates the working man in Southend. Hard workers, come the weekend, they want to enjoy their football. And I would like to think that's what we gave them, enjoyment.
Definitely. And just finally, obviously, as I said at the start, we're here in Bilston, which is not far from where you live these days. Just give supporters an insight into what you're getting up to these days. Obviously, you're in great shape. You're looking well. I'm trying my best.
At the moment, I'm working in criminal justice. Been working in criminal justice for the last 22 years. It makes perfect sense, isn't it? If you've been in there, seen it, done it, worn a T-shirt. I always know after football that I'll work in the criminal justice in some capacity, because it's what I know. When I left prison, I left a lot of people in there that was talented. And the same is still today. There's a lot of individuals that they've made poor decisions and they're suffering the consequences, but they're still gifted, they're still talented, they've still got dreams. And I always wanted to kind of be that bridge over troubled waters for them. Because if I can do it, I try to hopefully give them the encouragement to do that. So that's what I do. Also, I'm a pastor of a church now. So a pastor of a church, and that gives me great purpose. And outside of that, I just try to keep fit, try to live well, live healthy, and just keep out of trouble.
Brilliant. Well, Ricky, it's great to see you doing so well. And obviously, I know we said off camera that you plan to come down to Rootsall soon. So I know the supporters will be waiting to give you a big welcome back.
Yeah, thank you very much. And again, thanks for the invitation. I could never have said no. Thank you.